Live from Digital GA 0992539 on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for Joy News on TV. I'm a business media and you're watching Joy News Interactive, and it's a fantastic, fabulous Friday. Now let's talk about President Akufo-Addo, who has suspended from the office with immediate effect the chief executive of the Public Procurement Authority, Ajiman Boating-Ajay, and this follows the Contract for Sale documentary by freelance investigative journalist Manasseh Azur Awuni, in which the PPA boss is seen allegedly selling government contracts through his own private company, Talent Discovery Limited. Now, the question we're asking you on Facebook, does this show the president's commitment to fighting corruption? We'll take a few comments on our Facebook page, Joy News on TV. Let's see if we can get those Facebook comments onto our screens. Does this show the president's commitment to fighting corruption? Remember to continue the conversation on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. We're Joy News on TV and we'll be bringing you those Facebook comments about that. But former President John Mahama has said President Nana Akufo-Addo should be embarrassed about the closure of radio stations. The 2020 presidential candidate of the opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, believes the decision to close down Radio XYZ and Radio Gold is politically motivated. Now, in a live Facebook session Thursday, Mr. Mahama said, as someone who touts himself as a human rights advocate, Akufo-Addo should feel embarrassed about the development. According to him, the two radio stations are deemed to be anti-government and pro-opposition, and the authorities are just hiding behind the law to shut them down. Let's go to Facebook and see what you have been saying about this. This one is from Ed Jeffrey, who says human rights advocate doesn't mean you should support or promote lawlessness. Remember, he's not the one that tells himself as such, and it's his deeds that show and puts him in his light. A whole lot of things happened to radio stations when you were the deputy and later Minister for Communications. Joseph Edu says, please fix roads, streets and sanitation. Accra is terrible. Emmanuel says, let's allow our institutions to work. What do you want the president to do? That's the question he's asking. Isaac Kwesi says, that is true. Nana Addo should be embarrassed because he's not demonstrating the rights for democracy in Ghana. Rather autocratic against citizens who speak the truth and try to put checks on his government. The president should put his head in shame. Was this how he was treated when he was in opposition? Biako Frank says, should they be allowed to operate while they have continually evaded tax? Do you know some stations are still in operation, and have you asked yourself why? This one is from Ed Kingslover, who says, someone who touts himself as advocate for free speech is the one closing down radio stations. Hashtag protect media freedom. Right, as we were saying, former Black Stars player Manuel Jr. Agogo has died at the age of 40, and at 35, the striker suffered a stroke in January 2015. He appeared to have fully recovered and was seen dancing in a video posted on Instagram in April 2019. His followers celebrated his recovery and his dance moves, while others urged him to cut back on smoking. This is how some of his fans remember him.
To this Junior Agogo header, which left Kamoko with absolutely no chance.
Agogo is very talented footballer. Because Agogo, he be strong man.
Was a cute guy,
because he was one of the star strikers.
And his name alone,
he had all the girls.
And ladies like the way he performed.
Yeah, he's Sakura, and he was one of the players who was very strong.
He's the only Black Stars player I have a crush on.
He was a fantastic player.
Girls were crazy about him.
I learned he's JJ's nephew.
I had a crush on him.
He's very strong and can take on the defenders.
Anytime he came onto the pitch, the girls were all excited.
He had all the ladies.
At a point in time, he made Ghanaians very happy.
He was very good. So
no matter how he played, he doesn't sweat.
He had a lot of energy. You know, he's a footballer.
A swift striker for that matter.
Would they believe on pass?
Yeah, he's a good striker.
He's an old Ghana Black Star football.
I think he scored goals, Ghana, and remember him for his good works, and his lovely smile.
I think the whole Ghana fell in love with him.
People love him. He's a good guy.
Coolly slotting home past.
Now, head coach of the senior national soccer team, the Black Stars, James Kwesiapia, has expressed shock at the Manuel Agogo. According to the Black Stars technician, Junior Agogo was very hardworking, eloquent, and behaves professionally at training. Even though he was very jovial sometimes, he's a really good person and a player to be with. On that sad note, I'm going to take a quick breather. When we come back, we're doing our most watched videos of the week, and we've got Filler Friday for you. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with myself, my PCCBD. You know how to continue the conversation on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We're JoyNews on TV. Now, every Friday here on JNI, we bring the most watched videos of the week. And this week, we're starting at number 3. And with, let me see, 2,224 views is the Immigration, Customs, and who were stationed at the Ghana's border. Ivory Coast at Kache, a suburb of Bole, say they have stepped up security there following reports about residents that former Ivorian rebels and militia are integrating into Ghanaian communities there. Let's watch a bit of that video.
Ivorian border into Ghana upon seeing our camera. He wants to find out why we're filming, describing himself as an Ivorian immigration officer. But Ghanaian police officers insisted on proof of his identity, after which he was instructed to return to his country.
We want to follow you there. Also see.
That is the kind of vigilance exhibited at the main border here at Chache. But the story at the unapproved routes is completely different. Chache is a suburb of a Bole district in the newly created Savannah region. The western part of the district hosts Ghana's border with a neighbor which has endured a full-scale military conflict in 2011. That's Côte d'Ivoire. It is a farming community with about 2,000 peasant farmers and fisher folk, with which comes petty traders crossing to and fro the two countries every single day. This border is of high security and economic importance to Ghana, given that criminally minded people continue to exploit the violent past of Ivory Coast, and significant business activities go on here every day. It seems to require much more attention. At least that was what the first president of Ghana, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, did, establishing and deploying border guards who were housed in these quarters that look abandoned now and rotting away.
We are in the middle of Chache River, and Chache serves as the border between Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire. On my right is the Black River. It is a river, and the border draw its source from the Water Lake, from the central Gonja.
So that's number 3 of our top 3 most watched videos of the weekend. It's about our porous borders, and you can go to Twitter and Facebook, #porous borders, for that campaign we've been running here at JoyNews. At number 2 is our 31-year-old Nigerian who is busted for attempting to obtain a Ghanaian passport that had 200,701 views, 1,836 comments, and 2,570 shares. Let's watch a bit of that.
A Ghanaian born at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. He says his father is a Ghanaian, his mother a Ghanaian, and born on the 24th of November 1989. But as it is turned out, this guy has no trace whatsoever to a Ghanaian parent. He was going through the process illegally until he hit a snag and was picked up by operatives of the national security. Now, questions that are coming up are: one, how easy it was for this Nigerian national to, first of all, go through the process to acquire for himself a voter's ID of the Republic of Ghana.
Yeah, nationality, a Nigerian who was based in Ghana for a very long time.
You've been able to acquire for yourself a voter's ID, which I would like to show here. So you have a voter's ID, Don K.O. How did you manage to get for yourself a voter's ID?
And topping our charts of the most watched videos of the week is of a middle-aged man who was arrested for allegedly attempting to take his life. Now, this had 3,392 shares, 1,200 comments, and 315,000 views. Now, on social media, the comments were crazy. It attracted a lot of buzz on social media. Let's get tidbits of that.
Man, a person attempting to go close to him and convince him to calm down by using the stretcher provided by the Ghana National Fire Service. Ever since we got here, he has been talking about how difficult life has been for him. We understand he's a gentleman called Think Twice. And that have it, a conversation by the fire service personnel to convince him to get down from where he's sitting. We don't know how long he has been here, but I see a number of people taking videos. You've been here for how long?
About 20 minutes ago.
20 minutes. So you only saw him 20 minutes ago?
Yes, sir.
What have you been hearing him say?
He said his wife have left him. His wife have left him. So because of that, he had a broken heart. So that is only what he's saying. And just about a few minutes ago, he said, when he get down, we should make our cameras ready, because he'll be ready to talk about pressure. Pressure that you should marry, pressure that you should give birth, pressure that you should do this. That we should resist pressure family members, friends give to us, just because we should marry. And I thought, I don't know from the way he's talking, it may be pressure made him marry or got a wife, and then the wife had left him just like that. So that is what he keeps saying, that his wife have left him, his wife have left him.
So you got here 20 minutes, so you cannot say at what time he got here. But how long now has he?
I say, mommy, me say me know about me watching. But everyone say since I'm Mrs. Me say obi at my for aquatiness roda. But everyone say wait my for aquatiness roda. Koyan first wa cover. On first aquatiness on Facebook.
Okay, so
Medin Kofi Amwa.
So Kofi Amwa also has been here for quite some time. He's saying that he's amazed about how somebody was able to climb this particular over 20-footer statue. He doesn't know how the guy got there, but he thinks that however he got there, he should get down the same way. And so the hails you see there, the cheering up started from him. He decided to scream, and then the people gathered here.
I think this should serve as a reminder, no matter how life gets or how hard life gets, no matter what pressure you face, suicide is never the option. You always have options to talk to a friend, talk to a psychologist, a therapist, and there are just so many other ways to, deal with whatever you're going through. Suicide is never the option. We're going to take a quick breather. When we come back, we've got some filler Friday for you.